Welcome to Cypherpunk 2024 VIP! This will be live streamed, it's also going to be recorded, so let's let everybody hear. Are you excited for Cypherpunk? Yeah! Are you excited for Bitcoin 2024? Yeah! Oh, yeah. Great way to open it up, and I'm really excited to be here. And there was a reason to my rhyme why you had to watch 7 minutes and 23 seconds of ongoing videos about Flux. There's a reason why. It's hard to believe that we're here in Nashville. We have two presidential candidates, multiple congressmen, senators, and people that are coming, and there's also a little rumor about BTC possibly being an asset for the federal government. And you would think that I'd be unbelievably excited right now. And I am, but I'm also not, and I'll tell you why. The reason why we watch this video is that we have to understand we are only at the precipice of real adoption today. Getting people into the space, legislation, regulation, so on and so forth, is going to mean that we all work together. And the other thing that people miss quite frankly, is the fact that Bitcoin can be a tad centralized. We have miners, we do have node operators that can deploy, but we need to look at expanding the ecosystem. And Flux plays right into that. We have a there's one. PowerPoint. Go ahead and roll that first slide. This is super informal today, guys, so I'm just going to give you a brain dump and something to think about. But we are right here in between Web 2 and Web 3. We need to think about how we can take the technology that's going to advance things, and we need to make sure that we can fine-tune that and make it decentralized. And that's why Flux was forward. Granddaddy Bitcoin, because Flux is a proof-of-work project that was forked from Bitcoin, is very important to that decentralization. So, all you degens who love your NFTs, all you degens that love your meme coins, I don't have my fuck meme coin shirt on, I should have. That's all great, but we need to retarget our energies. Every single person in this room and everybody listening, they have to understand that we're not there yet. We need to work on developing the technologies out to support this ecosystem moving forward, or we're going to be fucked in the end. Because the disruptors are coming. We are the disruptors, right? Well, disruptors disrupted the disruptors. Because you had legacy finance come in, the sandbag freeze of the world, and almost killed us. Do you think that got any better overnight? No. The only way we get to the next level is to have decentralized across the board. So this means every facet of blockchain. If you're running your node network on AWS, you're not decentralized. If you call yourself DeFi or DeepIn, and AWS goes down or Google goes down, you're not decentralized. And trust me, they will come and they will try to run the show themselves. So our goal is to make sure we get to Web3 nice and neat. It isn't some buzzword. It's decentralized internet, and that's where Flux comes into play. Next slide. This is a big deal. AWS, Microsoft, Azure, and GCP are the cloud service providers with the largest market share, collectively 65% of the market. And as we found out last week with or was that this week? Hell, I don't even know. Dave, when did you get tracked? With the blue screen of death and CrowdStrike. Flux was up and running fine. As a matter of fact, we had Web 2 people that had deployed in both Web 2 and Web 3, and they were fine. No issues with Flux. That's a big deal. We need to get that number down dramatically. Like dramatically. Next slide. The global compute market is massive, and it's expected to compound at a rate of around 16% through 2023 and 2032. This is important. And if you're going to listen to me today, listen to what I'm telling you right now. There is no way for us to build data centers fast enough to supply this compute. On average, in the United States, they deploy between 10 and 12 data centers a year. They need to be 500x that for us to be able to provide compute resources. And that's where projects like Flux and decentralized protocols that allow people to run these graphics cards at their home and participate with the network is the way forward. Next slide. We all know what DeFi looks like. This is kind of what it shapes out to, wireless networks, so on and so forth. As DeFi projects grow, they will rely on each other quite a bit. So you could definitely see us working with somebody like a Helium. You definitely are going to see us work with an Akash. We're adding them to our marketplace. I don't think, there's not a lot of room for competition right now because there's too much damn opportunity. Next slide. Flux is the leading decentralized infrastructure platform, bridging the providers and users for compute and storage. If you're standing in this room right now and you don't know what Flux is, you better go figure it out very quickly, because there's not much time left for you guys to understand this, and this is where we're going. Next slide. So, as a whole, Flux has around 13,000 global decentralized nodes. We're in about 78 countries across the world. We have 690 unique providers. We have about 78,000 transactions a day, 256 terabytes of RAM, and 7 petabytes of storage, 102 cores, and we're just getting started. Next slide. Numbers and metrics matter, and often in the blockchain space, people pretend the numbers don't exist. Well, they do, and they're important. So Flux has approximately 56,000 CPU cores online, 260,000 gigabytes of RAM, and 85 gigabytes of VRAM, 85,000 gigabytes of VRAM. And just on our alpha alone with Flux Edge, our AI component, we've already got 8,000 dedicated graphics cards that have been deployed to that network. Next slide. You can skip this one. So really what Flux is about redundancy, security, interoperability, affordability, watchtower, and decentralization. So I'm not even going to do the rest of the slides, but I am going to say that we are just getting started, guys and gals. We're ready to build the next iteration of blockchain, and it's going to start today. So as you walk around the Bitcoin conference, think about these projects and think about how are these even decentralized, or how could they be more decentralized? And I think what you'll see is you'll come back and you'll see Flux at the end. A couple housekeeping items. We have a skateboard floating around here. I'd like everybody to sign it if possible. Cool little idea. Bathrooms are over here. Will also be, I think the skateboard will end up raffling off at the end of it, and I think all the proceeds from the skateboard are going to be presented to either Code Like a Girl or Operation Pulse for animals. And if we get enough, we'll donate to both. So just let Caroline, who's right over here, she can wave. Caroline, let her know what your bid is, and I'll start it off, Caroline. I'm going to do $100. Okay? So, all right. And thanks everybody for coming. Also, we are going to be having the big Cypherpunk event that will be in Fort Lauderdale. That's going to be in February. So, guys, we're all invited to that one. That's a hell of a fun one, too. We're going to do something in Europe as well. As a matter of fact, Caroline just found a place for us to have it. So, in her extended visit to Europe, they were trapped there basically, she found a nice place. So, we're definitely going to do that. So, can I bring Efficient Frontiers up here? So, Efficient Frontiers is the sponsor today. They're also a market maker of ours. We love these guys. Really big deal for us. And I thought because we're all crypto people, you got to listen to what the market makers have to say, right? So, you can just sit down there.
Can you hear me?
You're good.
So yeah, while he's fixing the mic. So I'm Andrew, I'm from Efficient Frontier. We're a market maker in the space. We've been trading for over 7 years now in crypto. And we spun out of a TradFi HFT firm that's been around since 2006. We work with a lot of companies, most notably Flux, obviously, and we're very happy to sponsor the event today. So thank you for hosting and letting us sponsor.
Yeah, awesome. You know, one of the when I first got into blockchain and into crypto, one of the enigmas for me was market making. Like I just tried to figure out how this works and how you make books like that. So what's something like if you had a novice, somebody doesn't know anything about market making, what would you say like a 10,000 foot view to explain to them what you do?
Yeah, ultimately, what market making is letting people buy and sell, right? The problem with a lot of altcoins is you don't have enough liquidity in the books so that people can actually trade the asset. So the whole point of what we're doing is making it possible so that people can even buy or sell these tokens.
Yeah, and it took me a while to figure out spread and all this different stuff, but you guys really have helped us with even, I mean, we've worked with other market makers in the past, but you guys have really been educational to us, and that's the one thing about, you guys is you're not just another company, you're actually somebody that supports us. You're like a partner to us, and that's huge, man. Like with new projects that are starting up, they're learning, they're growing, and you guys explaining along the way really good. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think one of the things about Web3 is we're meant to be open and transparent and really 100%, let people know what's going on. But the reality about market making in crypto is that most market makers really aren't letting their clients know what's going on. So the ethos of Web3 isn't really reflected in the market making activity in the space. And that's why you see all these scams or pump and dumps, wash trading, all kinds of crazy stuff.
There's no wash trading in crypto. That's the one thing about you guys that stood out to us is you guys were very transparent, very open, and from a regulatory standpoint, you guys were very upfront with us, explained to us what to do and how to do it, and we really did appreciate that. So, how can we find out more about you?
Yeah, you guys can go to our website at efrontier.io, or you can ping us there on an email, or you can feel free to contact me.
Absolutely, and he'll be here, so just grab him. If you have any questions about market making, have at it.
Yeah, I appreciate you having us.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. All right, can I get the George and crew up here? Testing. We got one more chair. Grab it. Yeah.
There you go. You guys do it.
That's good. They might have to take that mic down and stand it back. Yeah, we need some music where like fight music, like Rocky Balboa. All right. Well, this is a nice surprise. We have the main card, I believe, right? The main card.
How's it going, everyone?
Right here. You guys can, for the IFC. Okay, so if you're wondering what the main card for the IFC, that's what it is. Do you guys want to introduce yourself real quick? Tell us like a real quick little bit about you.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Cody Kuhn. I'll be taking on Nick, ex-military bodybuilder, 6-week fight enthusiast.
I'm Nick Carter. I'm a venture capitalist and a professional cage fighter now.
That's a hell of a resume right there, man.
My name is Harley Hermanson. I'm the co-main event going up against Grimace tomorrow. With Circularity Finance, I'm the director of nonprofits.
Awesome.
Nice.
And the man.
Yeah, George.
George!
Founder of the IFC and Cryptos Ross. Glad to be here.
Yeah, and I'm super excited to announce that Flux is a major sponsor for the IFC now. So we're excited for it. And I think George did this on purpose. At the last event, he got me in there and he got me booked like that. And I was like, yeah, we need to do something because this is awesome. So guys, I got a question for you. What makes you wake up in the morning one morning and decide you want to get punched in the face?
Social media cloud.
No, honestly, I saw that he needed an opponent, and I said, hey, let's see what we can do. So in a short amount of time, you try to put that work in, and hopefully come out on top. So it's about getting it done for yourself.
For me, it started at IFC 1. I saw a fight between Big Boy and
Big Boy!
Warlight, and I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. I've been training for 2 years, so I just want to prove myself with it.
Yeah, I didn't know. When the Bitboy fight was, I didn't know whether I wanted him to win or lose. And it changed throughout the fight, so it was good. And George, what made you come up with an idea like this, and what brought this to fruition?
I have you to thank for that. I was at the Cypherpunk that you threw in Fort Lauderdale last year, and I heard Bitboy bet he had a beef with Blockchain Boy at the time, and he wanted to fight him. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. I was already associated with Product Combat, so I'm like, okay, let's make this happen. Obviously there's been influencer boxing leagues and fights already, but not MMA.
Not like this.
Yeah, not like this. So I reached out to him. Only Lark being one of the co-founders. He's like, yeah, let's do it. And that's how it started. We scrambled. We got all the flights set up. The very first ones earlier this year in Mexico City turned out to be absolutely fantastic. Exceeded everyone's expectations. Everyone was fine about that fight, and we decided to just keep going. And so far, it's been a success.
And if you haven't seen an IFC fight, or really just a karate combat fight yet, 99% of those fights end in somebody getting knocked out. Like I'm not kidding when I say that. I was so shocked. There's no lay and pray. There's none of that stuff. And so how far you've come? If you're telling me Cypherpunk is where you really decided you were going to do something till today, how far that has come? That last fight was amazing. It was excellent. Some of the best fighting I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I think anyone that hasn't been to a fight, well, first of all, this fight, KC48, is going to be absolutely the biggest in KC history, up to 9,000 people. And of course, the IFC fighters, they're the main card fights. They will be at the very end. And of course, it makes sense. It's a crypto crowd, it's a crypto community here. But yeah, for people that haven't attended, like you said, once you actually go and attend, it's so different. I've been to UFC fights before. Yes, they're amazing, but they're not as close or as personal as a karate combat fight. You're so much closer. There's no octagon to block your view.
Yeah, it's wide open,
right? You're like right
there. Even if you're back in the crowd, it feels like you're right on top of them, which is awesome.
Right. So anyone that attends, even if they're not a fight fan, they come out alive. They come out excited. And I've met so many people that have said the same thing, like, George, this is such a great event, right? And with that, every event is getting bigger, more attendance, more views, and also more fighters, more influencers like these guys that come up and say, hey, I want to represent my project, I want to represent myself, I want to get in the pit, and the growth has just been amazing.
But and I will tell you, I testify to his tenaciousness. He had me convinced I was going to fight Roger Ver. And then he got arrested the following week. I was like, whoo, yeah, okay. So, guys, coming from just normal everyday lives, tell me what your training regimen was like to get up to speed and ready to fight, without giving too much away.
No, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I did a little bit of kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. Honestly, I went back to just bodybuilding, what I used to do before. I used to cut weight, got back into cardio, and I just had someone kind of watching over me to do it the entire time, and that was honestly pretty much it.
Yeah.
Cody, there's no submissions in karate combat, right? You come in here with an MMA rules with UFC rules? Yeah, I did boxing, kickboxing, and some BJJ, judo,
big emphasis on muscular endurance, big emphasis on cardio. And yeah, so probably a pretty similar camp.
For me, pretty much the same. Like I mentioned before, I've been doing kickboxing for the last 2 years. So really it came to just increasing the intensity, working out twice a day, and just cardio. That's really what it came down to. Also, I have a lot of jujitsu into what I do, which I can't really use in fit. So, what's good cardio though?
Yeah, the other question I have for you two is I was talking with him earlier, right? And he said, well, I felt kind of bad about fighting Nick because I like the guy. So what's it like going to war with somebody you like?
You know, it's funny. The first time I get punched, you immediately forget.
Yeah. What's Mike Tyson say? Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face.
I spar every week with guys in my gym. We're good friends. A lot of them are coming to the fight. But if they catch me with the right cross or something, I want to kill that guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, we're tight. And actually, DFX is one of my portfolio companies. So we're professionally linked.
Don't be too hard on him.
And you know, hopefully we'll be friends after this. I think we will.
Yeah, no, we'll be friends after it. Again, I kind of spoke to a couple people in the crowd, the audience. Tomorrow we both know we have a job. We got to show up to that job, and we're both going to work. We're both going to work hard, and we'll see what's going to around us. That's it.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I can't wait for this. George, so if I am sitting behind a computer somewhere, eating my Funyuns, and I want to get my ass in shape and fight somebody that pisses me off, how do I do that?
Well, go to influencerbikeclub.com. You'll find everything you want to know about the IFC, upcoming events, this one, the live streams will be on it, and you can apply. If you want to apply, you think you have what it takes, you want to represent yourself or your project, apply. We're always looking for new influencers to join.
Yeah, if Roger Bear's out there listening, when you get out of jail, come catch these hands. Oh, God. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you coming here, and we really are looking forward to seeing you guys get in that ring and having at it. So, thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. So we're going to do something a little different. We have a little extra time at the end. I'm going to open the floor up to anybody that's here that wants to tell us about their project, a project. Hold on, wait, did I forget somebody?
No, video.
What?
Video.
Oh, yeah, we'll run the video real quick. Here is the official sponsorship video for IFC from Flux. Bueller?
Dreamer!
Oh, Dreamer! Look at you, brother! Dreamer, what's going on? You're a Cypherpunk OG. That's where you started. You hit the Cypherpunk, and the rest was listed upside down. Oh yeah, you were. What happened?
I feel like that was a big contributing point to IFC.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'll go down in history. So
Yes, G then has gone on to be like the karate combat superstar. I love watching him and how he's not attacking me, he's attacking other people.
Absolutely. So what are you working with, man? What's going on?
Well, so although I did fight IFC 1 with George on IFC, I'm really excited about this part. My main gig is with DeFi, right? So it's been about 3 years. We're coming up on our 3-year anniversary. We started with gamified DeFi. We started to innovate the space in many different ways. More recently, the game aspect of DeFi Kingdom has come to life.
Yeah, I've been following you.
Yeah, we locked in a multi-million-dollar deal with Metis. We're building our PvP offering there. We're calling it the Coliseum since they're kind of Greek themed. and it's exciting. They revamped their whole chain for DeFi Kingdoms, and we're looking to launch it later this year. Have a lot of really exciting things. Exciting for the players, exciting to bring in the community, in terms of like watching and interacting with the matches, a lot.
Dude, and I think probably the most unsung hero in the DeFi space right now is gaming. Like, I mean, it's a completely untapped market, so to speak. And how do you feel that DeFi Kingdoms is going to dig into it?
Well, I mean, it's hard because if you look at all the people in the last bull market that were so excited about gaming, and then when it crashed, they all ran away.
Yeah.
Or they got slaughtered, right?
Isn't that all of crypto?
or they didn't. Yeah. So if you look at who's still alive today, it's a really good indicator of people that will continue to persevere.
Yeah.
You know, there were some months where we were passion project.
Oh, dude.
And we're still finding ways to survive while innovating and building and learning development. So although it's been hard, we have so much belief in ourselves, same with our community, to weather the storms, find new ways to innovate, that we think we're really well positioned. But if you look at the market, even some of the big AAA games, you know, delayed releases,
Or just absolute shit releases, you know what I mean?
or having a hard time keeping like their community.
It's core demographic,
You know,
yeah.
you do the airdrop and everybody's stoked and they all talk about it. I won't say names, but there's been a lot of and at least with DeFi Kingdoms, we had our time when our Jewel was pumping, everybody was in, market fell apart, Harmony chain got hacked, and we had to find ways to survive. You know, our days come. I feel like our days
It is, and I'll tell you why. Because the projects that everybody can exist in a bull market, right? It's everything's up. It's the projects that exist in the bear market and build through with initiative and drive that come out the other side of that. Because people know Flux has been around for, since 2017. We've been up and down and up and down and up and down. It's just the way it goes. But we kept building and keeping that continuity through it. So I do believe you guys will be successful if you keep your focus and your ethos on building the product and not worrying about the naysayers.
I agree. Also, we're huge users of AWS. Like, we're big,
Sorry to hear that.
big footprint on the blockchain, big users there. So I'm curious if we can talk more
Oh, absolutely.
that, because that costs us a ton. We have so much data on chain, we have so much data off chain. We have 700 million transactions in DeFi Kingdom.
Let me tell you, dude, we're going to save you money, we're going to speed it up, and make you truly decentralized.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out. Where can people learn about you?
Yeah, go to DeFiKingdoms.com. It's our landing page. It kind of gives an overview of everything we offer. The actual game is game.DeFiKingdoms.com. On Twitter, I'm DreamerDFK. We have an awesome team, awesome community. Hop on our Discord. Check us out. We pretty much have everything from NFTs to DeFi to the actual game experience. So if you are a blockchain enthusiast,
Yeah, I highly recommend it. You actually showed us demos at the last Cypherpunk. Yeah, so go check it out, guys. It's pretty awesome.
that demo combat play is now live. We have a couple 100,000 of these boss fights that have taken place, and PvP's coming at you. So if you're interested, hop in there and join everybody else in the fun, the gameplay, and DeFi.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
Let's get the Dirty D-Gens up here. The Dirty D-Gens. They know who they are. Dirty D-Gens.
Dan loves Bitcoin.
I love Bitcoin.
How the fuck did this happen? No.
Yeah, this is my favorite tickler. I don't know to take that good or bad, but I'll take it. Yeah. Well, I figured I'd have you guys up here. You guys are working hard on building your show out, and I see you guys are growing quite a bit, and you don't have any robes on right now, I see. So tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing with your show, what you're looking to do with it long term.
So we're just, we like to look at low cap gems, right? Whether it be meme coins, RWAs, AI. Lately, given the trends in the space, we're mostly focused on meme coins. But honestly, right now, the meme coin space, when it comes to creators, is saturated by personal interest. So we're trying to look at projects that may have a good opportunity, but they're not getting necessarily the exposure that they should, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is with a lot of the communities and a lot of projects that launch and they don't have that visibility. We're like we're unscripted. We comment, we try to pull you up, bring some attention on the project you're making, give you your fair shake. And really, what's big for us is community and building community. And some of the best projects, some of the best media projects have the strongest communities out there. And when you find those and you find something special, you can have a good time. You make $3 at the same time. And, yes,
let me ask you a question as a total newbie. Where is the utility in meme coins? Money. Money. Alright, that's a good utility. Yeah, but do you see like these meme coin projects like actually delivering products, or are they just?
I actually don't like meme coins that are trying to plan out this crazy roadmap with all these products they're going to release, because once you come out with a product, you now can be compared to something that is solely focused on that, right? So like if you have a Telegram bot, okay, how many users do you have? How well does it run, right? Like you're now comparable against everything. When I look at a meme coin, I want something that's just funny, enjoyable, with a strong community, right?
Yeah, I think it's like back in the day. I got in around 2012-ish. Piping hot shit coins is what we would call them, right? Because there was, they would really. I think there is some value to having people come in and identify with something, and work toward building that community. I'm not a huge fan of meme coins whatsoever, but I also understand too, people like to play with them, right?
Well, it definitely helps bring in like normies and whatnot.
Yeah,
so it's beneficial because, if you're making some good money and taking profits, you're generally putting it into something else. Now, both of us, we have traditional portfolios, like extensive traditional portfolios, and then memes is like, some people like playing with leverage. We like finding memes and great communities.
Early on, you don't fuck with leverage.
So memes is like, I would say, like the comparable for other people in leverage. Like we like to get in, build with the community, and as far as utility, I think the biggest mistake a lot of meme projects have is that they're trying to put this roadmap out there with utility in it, and you need to go with the meme. You need to just have fun with it, and if something comes and you can incorporate it a little bit down the road, sure. Like trying to think, like there's a few projects that we've covered. I won't bring them up specifically, but they have some, let's say, NFTs that provide further rewards, right to your wallet and stuff. And there's slight utility in that for being more involved than just buying and holding.
Which blockchain is the best shitcoin producer?
Solana. It's got to be Solana. Right?
Solana's definitely. So for the site pump.fun, when we looked at this, and I keep saying this, but we looked at this like a month ago, and in the short span that they've been up, there was close to 1.1 million tokens launched. Out of that, how many you think are actually still around or haven't rugged or whatever? Such a small percent. So that's Solana. But then you also have, it's not happening as much, but you have Base, and then in my mind, Avalanche as well. But Ton is really starting to take volume, and there's a lot more memes that are launching Ton.
Ton would be one of the next parallel assets. For Flux, yeah, so that'll be a good ad for them. I mean, people love shitcoins, guys, and that's the way it is. And you dirty degens are bringing it to them. How often do you stream?
3 times a week right now.
3 times. Yep. And if somebody wanted to find out about you, where would they go?
They can find us on CryptoSRS Plus Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yep.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Probably not tonight, though.
bring your robe, because they like robes. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming up.
Thanks, Dan.
Appreciate it. See you, brother. Yeah. All right. Anyone else want to come up and chat? Tell me about your project. Anything you're doing.
Is that my soda? I guess I think
Oh, they did call me.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, let's call Hawk to the stage. With Tara hosting.
It's not Hawk too.
Tara hosting. Hawk is also my bodyguard, just in case anybody wondered. Hawk is the guy that will not be fighting in the IFC. Thank you very much.
No, I turned. Hold on. What's this?
Just put it on your lapel for the live stream.
What's up, man?
What's up, brother? How are you, man? It's good to see you.
I
Good.
called because I wasn't sure if you were downstairs, upstairs, or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
So,
All right, well, everybody, Hawk, you want to do a little bit of an intro about you and Terra Hosting?
sure. My name is Mike, also known as Hawk Crypto Mining. I started Terra Hosting with 3 other partners about 2 years ago, and now we're in 2 states, opening up a 3rd, and it's going well.
It's going well. You actually have a booth set up at the Bitcoin conference.
Yeah, we have a very small booth in the mining village, and it's going to be good. We're excited.
Come visit Terra Hosting. So, tell me a little bit about scaling up, because you started from scratch.
Yeah, from nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's that like over the past several years as you built this out?
It's up and down. It's up and down. You deal with a lot of ups and downs. You deal with making mistakes, overcoming them. And you have to be okay with almost failing. You know what I mean? Like you have to be okay. Like, hey, this might not work, but it ended up working, and we're okay now. So I mean, you just go through the trials and tribulations that you normally would do. So
I share that sentiment, and I think a lot of it, especially with disruptive technology, you have to get comfortable with the unknown.
Right.
And things are going to change in the 11th hour, almost guaranteed.
So it's funny you say that, because I had a Mike, GPU Riser, is my partner in the back. When me, him, and the Mining King, we started Terra Hosting together, and then we got Crypto Frank and the team came afterward. But I remember talking with Mike, like, hey, we don't have an oh shit budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shit hits the fan.
Yeah, and there was a couple times where it's like these unknown, here, 40,000 for this or 50,000 for that, and it's just like, dude, we didn't account for this.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of prepare for the unknown. If you're budgeting 100,000, budget 200. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, because we were talking earlier during the Flux presentation about data center stand-up. What is the biggest problem that you run into deploying a data center, getting it up and scaling it appropriately?
Money.
Other than money.
Other than money, thanks, Action. Honestly, it's just time.
Time
is taking your time. I don't want to move fast. I want to move correctly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then building a sustainable model that will last. You know what I mean? Because somebody once told me a long time ago, if you want to go somewhere fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together.
Go together, yeah.
So we all kind of we work together on it. We host the Titan node infrastructure for you.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we have quite a few machines for Titans.
We're happy about that too, because you guys have been rock solid.
Yeah, it's been good.
That's for sure.
It's been good, yeah.
So if somebody was going to get into the mining world today, what would be the path in? GPU, CPU, ASICs?
It kind of depends, man. Like if you're going to get into mining and you want to figure what it's all about, start with one GPU and see if you like it. Don't do what I do and go throw 100,000 at the wall and see if it sticks. I did that and I made a huge mistake. I lost tons of money. I did a video on it, actually. It was pretty bad. You learn, and then you just got to keep pushing. You know what I mean? You just got to figure it out. You got to figure out if it's for you. It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of tinkering. There's a lot to learn. It's a whole new industry to be in. And if you do it as a hobby, that's fine. But when you do it as a business, it's a completely different animal.
Scenario,
it's a completely different scenario, because now it's tons of money on the line, current clients, and we're doing pretty well. We're growing at a steady pace. We're not rushing into it.
I see you everywhere anymore on X and shit like that. You're good. Hell, you were even on Newsmax.
Yeah, I was on Newsmax.
Yeah, you were on Newsmax.
And that was a big step for me.
Yeah.
And the company, because it's the national spotlight.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going on TV. And I actually got reached out to. I might be going on Fox. So
do it. Yeah, that's awesome.
We'll see what happens.
If they need anybody to talk about DeFi or Web3, you tell them to come find me.
It's funny because Newsmax actually just started this segment called the Crypto Corner, and I was the first guy they brought on to talk about crypto.
Dude, that's awesome.
So I said, well, let's do this. I said, I got all the right people in this industry to do this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So let's, I could pull from, great content creators. I could pull from your perspective. I mean, there's tons of great people here with tons of knowledge. People like Dennis Porter who are actually doing good things. Passing law. So I'm like, guys, we can make a really good show out of this. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to learn more about Terra Hosting, how do they do that?
Just terrahosting.io. Go visit the site. You can go to our.
Do you see Ted Cruz is running mining ASICs now?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, they. I think a very popular farm gave him a couple ASICs to see how he likes
that's
it.
crazy, dude. I never thought we'd be there.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. It's going to be a subject of debate in this election when it comes to
Absolutely.
just Bitcoin itself. I don't think the mining per se is going to be jumping in just yet, but it's going to be interesting the next 4 or 5 years. We'll see what happens.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming up, brother. It was good seeing you, and I'll talk to you down there in the pit. All right, guys. Last call, and then we're going to let the band come up and set up. Anyone else want to come up and tell us a little bit about your project?
All right.
I owe you money.
Yeah, you do.
All right. Well, thank you all. And the band will be setting up now.
Oh, crap.
Dinner, I believe, for the VIPs is at 7 o'clock. Am I right? All right. They serve food. VIP wristbands, you get beer and wine, and the other folks, you get 2 tickets. You can use however you want in cash bar after that. So thank you guys for coming to Cypherpunk 2024 VIP, and I really look forward to having an awesome year and seeing you in February.
Oh, why do they lie? Yeah. There's only one way to go, and that's Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we Web 3.0. I know we fighting these corporate tyrants. They try to silence, but we can see. They tried to censor our speech. They want no privacy. At night I can't sleep, cause my data, they gonna breach. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all my people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0.